Another great Sunday is here, and I joyfully welcome you to another exciting edition of Christian Connect on ETV Ghana. Psalm 145, verse 9 says, "The Lord is good to everyone. His compassion rests on all he has made." May the Lord have compassion on you and show you his goodness. My name is Paul Anumakodie, and let me say thank you to Osasio Fashion for providing my outfit. You can always check out some of the beautiful designs Osasio Fashion has on Facebook and on Instagram. You can always give them a call on 0243 663 884. Osasio Fashion says, style your occasion. And as part of this year's International Women's Day, Christian Connect is celebrating some great women who are doing wonderful things in the Christian ministry. And so today our guest is an evangelist. She's a marketer, a caterer, a motivational speaker, a CEO, and multiple award winner. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, you will know more about this great woman. This is Christian Connect on ETV Ghana, and we are celebrating great women who are making huge impacts in the lives of people in the Christian ministry. And our guest today, she does a lot of things. So as usual, I'll allow the Holy Spirit to lead us so that she can tell us all the things that we ought to know. But she's a reverend minister, and she's a motivational speaker, a marketer, caterer, and as I said, many other things. Our guest is Reverend Dr. Jennifer Donkor. Rev, welcome to Christian Connect.
Thank you so much. Dear.
How are you doing?
I'm blessed, and you?
Wow, we thank God. You do a lot of things, and you are a founder of so many organizations. It appears you a woman of ideas.
Yes, more than that.
Yes, so how do you get these ideas?
You see, sometimes when you work with the Holy Spirit and you are lying down in the comfort of your house, in the office, or wherever you find yourself, God gives you the ideas.
Wow. So what are some of these organizations that you are a founder of?
Okay, Don't Give Up Motivational Foundation. We have Don't Give Up Motivational Family.
Oh, okay, so they are two separate
There are
ones.
two.
Okay.
One is the foundation is the NGO. The family is a group of people on Facebook, and we are 11,000K.
Wow.
Yes, I'm also the founder of Inspired Women Network, where I've gathered a lot of women, and we would like to do a lot of things this year and the years coming. I'm also the founder of Jenny Candy's Kitchen. As you said earlier, I'm a caterer. Then I'm also the writer of Realities of Life Messages. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So many other things. So I think there are more to come. But what inspires you? You said when you are lying down, but are these organizations as a result of some experiences, or why are you interested in like humanitarian issues?
I always say that a lot of people don't need money to make it through life. They only need advice. Some need a little push and they are good to go. I didn't get the opportunity to do that. I have to push myself. So if I'm able to come out of what I was into to become the real person I am today, I'll give back to society what they need.
Wow.
Yes.
That's so fantastic. So if somebody says, who is Jennifer Donkor, Reverend Dr. Jennifer Donkor, what will you say?
I'm just an ordinary person trying to give support to humanity. All that we live for is humanity and nothing else. We are supposed to be each other's keeper. We are supposed to support, if not money, at least your presence, your money, or anything will help someone. So I'm just an ordinary person coming from ordinary home, doing extraordinary things. That's all.
Wow, that's so great. What a way to put it. So let's look at coming from ordinary home. Were you born into a Christian family? How was life like?
I wouldn't say yes and I wouldn't say no, because my dad is not a Christian. Like, he doesn't go to church. So it was mom alone going to church. And a woman alone cannot handle all the children to make sure they become what they want to be. So growing up was not like I was born into Christianity. I wasn't.
Wow. So how did you find your way into Christianity and even now a reverend minister?
Issues of life and realities of life, when you are faced with it, no one will advise you to look for God because that is where the solution of life is.
So how did you then finally get there? You say it's issues of life. So how did you find God?
When I went through situations at Tema Station some years ago, I ended up sleeping at Tema Station to get shelter and to take care of myself. So through all that I've been through, the domestic violence, I met a man who wanted to accommodate me, everything. I realized life was not working for me. So I got in touch with one wonderful lady, Lady Reverend Baba Drako, when I went to Takoradi, and she picked me. I narrated my story, and she was like, God, I've really called. I was like, no, you don't know what I'm into. You don't know the things I'm doing. You don't know what I've been through. But she just said, God have called you. Do something. So it just picked up just within a twinkle of an eye by following her when she's going for evangelism. And I realized when I talk to people, they listen. So I pick it up from there and I started.
You talk about sleeping on the street. Why? Where, did you run away from home or?
I was sacked by my uncle I was staying with because he wanted to sexually abuse me. So one day I went to church, I came back and he packed my things that I should go. I didn't have a place to go, so I ended up there.
Wow, that's very interesting. Your own uncle. So why were you not living with your parents?
But then I had the fear that someone who have been in Accra is going back to the village with nothing, and I'm going to start life all over again. And I'll go back to my lifestyle. I used to drink and I used to club. So I was like, no, I'm not going back to the village. Friends and family are going to mock me. So I want to go through and definitely I'll get help. So that was all.
So then what brought you into Accra? But what was life in the village? How did you come to Accra? And then finally you didn't want to go back?
After secondary school, so I was working in a nightclub at Hohwe.
Okay.
And I realized a lot of things went on there. You know, when you are serving somebody, they would like to touch you, they would like to do this. So I went back to the village. I told my mom, because I was close to my mom, I'm really close to my mom. I told mom, I want to go to Accra, but I want to go with my uncle. So they was like, okay, you can go. Once he's your uncle, you can go. So that was the first time I came to Accra. And in less than 6 months, I have to be on my own on the street. I didn't know anybody.
Wow.
Yes.
And then that was when, because your uncle tried to abuse you, yes. So she packed your things out. Were you living with him alone?
No, with a wife and 2 kids, and even with my twin brother by then.
Wow. Yes. So living on the street, how was it like?
Well, out of experience, I would say sometimes it's good because without you going through that, you can't get a story to share to people who are going through the same thing. It was horrible though. It's hard, but sometimes what we eat is a problem. I need to take someone's child and go and beg for money. I walk from Art Center all the way to Labadi. So sometimes when you see some of the people carrying children, begging for money, we just use that sometimes to get money to feed ourselves. And even sleeping in the night, you are not safe. Either a mad person is coming to worry you, mosquitoes, rats, even people who are in their rightful state will still want to take advantage of you. So it wasn't a good experience, but I'm grateful I passed through that. Yes.
What sent you to Takoradi?
School. I went to Sam's College of Business. I did business administration diploma.
So on the street that you were able to gather enough money to go back to school?
Yes. When I was in the village, my mom was selling kebab, was selling drinks. So when there is funeral, I used to help my mom a lot. Yes. So we gathered money and I went.
Did you go back to the village?
I went back when things were hard, and that was when I met a guy who told me, I'm staying alone, so come and stay with me. And by the way, I love you. So I was like, okay, once I will get a place to sleep and feel okay, I will. And that is where the whole thing started, physically being abused.
right. So was it from that abuse that you returned to school? I wanted to know, like, what led you to Takoradi to go to school, because your life, it appears, your uncle brought you, then you went back. Somebody else has brought you back. So at what point did you decide that I want to go back to school?
That was 2 years into the relationship with the guy. And I realized the abuse was too much, so I decided to leave. But I was like on and off. I break up, I come back, I break up, I come back. Until one day, I was like, if I don't leave, I'm going to die. So 2 years into the relationship, I went to Takoradi.
Wow.
Yes.
How will you say to people who think that maybe it's too late to go back to school and all that?
Wow, I would say wow, because it's not too late. I'm still schooling.
Yes.
I just completed last year with medicine counter assistant, and I still want to do languages. So for education, it have no limit. Once you get the opportunity to do it. You don't know when the future will need that particular certificate. Yes.
So let's look at when somebody helped you and told you that you've been called by God to do his work, and then you were accompanying her on evangelism, and people were listening to you. So how did you carry on from there as a Christian?
From there, I went through a training like 3 months with one of the branch pastor, Shepherd Eunice by then. And within 6 months of doing the evangelism, I was made the branch pastor of BU.
Wow.
Because I was doing so well, even though I didn't believe in myself those days. But I was really doing so well. And I just picked the ministry up like, it just came like a dream. It just came like a dream.
So now, where are you the Reverend Minister? Where do you worship?
I worship with Potter's Hand Apostolic Mission, but my own ministry is Young Ministers Ministries.
Oh, okay. So is that a church, or what is that about?
It's an organization that I train the young ones to pick up the cross and follow Christ.
Oh, okay. Yes. So after that, what happens?
Solely into evangelism.
Okay.
We do outreach. So we have a collaboration with my NGO. So when you see some of my pictures, I feed people who are on the street twice a year. So we preach to them first before we feed them.
Wow.
Yes.
And then you get people coming to Christ. After that, then you lead them to any particular church, or they
wish to go. Yes.
Okay, they come into the ministry.
Yes.
Wow, wow, this is fantastic. This is Christian Connect on ETV Ghana. My guest today is Reverend Dr. Jennifer Donkor, and she's been telling us about her story and the many organizations that she has and the kind of impact that she's making. So let's look at the young ministry. Is it open to everybody? Anybody can just say, I want to join, or how does one
It's open to anybody. My numbers are out there. You just have to register with me and ask you some few questions. Because for me, if I want to teach you, I do it the hard way, because I went through the hard way. So you just have to let me know. I join you to the organization. Then the model you are supposed to read through. Because I write, so I have a lot of models I take them through in ministry.
How has becoming a reverend minister made a difference in your life?
A whole lot, because I remembered years ago when I was into the world, I was doing things that will make me happy and things that will benefit me. But today, at least, I'm happy I have touched so many souls. I have preached to people. I have advised people whose lives are better now. So I think the ministry thing is more powerful than living in the world.
Wow. It's more powerful. This is Christian Connect, and then you are a multiple award winner. So we'll come back and talk about the many awards that you have received for the wonderful things that you've been doing. Yes, but for now, let's check our memory verse of the day, and we'll be back to continue. This is Christian Connect on ETV Ghana, and today my guest is Reverend Dr. Jennifer Donkor, and she has been doing a lot of things. She's an evangelist and a founder of several organizations. She's a motivational speaker, a caterer, a marketer, and so many other things that she's been doing. You are it appears you are not that old. So how come you are able to do all these things in a very, I wouldn't say tender age, but I mean at your age, many people wouldn't have achieved that.
Yeah, it's just by His grace. You know, when He have a purpose for you, you just go through a lot. Then within a short period of time, He makes all things beautiful.
Wow. So let's look at the period in which you were abused or domestic abuse, and then you went to school and you were able to get out of it. So how has that also influenced the things that you do?
For that one, let me say it has really helped one way or the other. When I came out to share the story, I had a lot of people criticizing me because one, they never believed I went through. I was quiet about it. I was. But until I voiced out, that was when I realized how powerful the story was to help people. So right now, the story, because I shared it, a lot of women have gotten in touch with me. The women that are also going through even more scary moments in their lives with their partner have also come out to confide in me, and I'm trying to gather all these women. As I said, Inspired Women Network is all about women who have been abused.
Oh, okay. So what do you do for them? They tell you your story, and then what happens?
Right now, I'm trying to create a very powerful office where they can handle issues even in court for them. And after coming out from that domestic violence, where are you supposed to go? Are you supposed to start a business? Are you supposed to get a place on your own? So I'm putting all these things together, and we'll be having a tour, domestic violence tour, hopefully by next year.
Wow.
Yes, please.
Why do you think that women or people who have been abused are unable to get out of such relationships?
Well, people think, in my way, people think, like me, I thought like, oh, the guy loves me. So whatever he does is out of love. And the years you have spent with the person, the amount, the time, the energy. So people feel like, oh, how about if I break up with the person and the next person is even worse? So let me stay and just manage.
The devil you know is better than the
I will change. The person will change.
Yes.
So we keep on going through the same over and over and over. So the person dies if you don't voice out. But I'm lucky I'm alive because I would have been gone. Yes.
Does poverty play any role in all this?
Yes, it does. Because in my situation, the guy was supportive. I don't have the money to do some one or two things, and he was doing it. So I asked myself, so if my parents were to provide, even though I'm not blaming them, but there is this thing I would like to chip in. There is a difference between providing and being available for your children. They were providing, but they were not available to give me the guidance I'm supposed to pass through in life. So poverty is one of them.
What do you think about, you're talking about guiding you and all that. What do you think about raising children these days? You think parents do not have time for their parents?
Yes,
children?
they don't. About 60%. Because you go to work, you close around 6, you come back, you have a maid to take care of the children. There is a conductivity to motherhood and fatherhood. So if you are not there for them, where are they going to get the connectivity? And they are supposed to ask your children, what do you want to be in future? I never had that opportunity for my parents. No one asked me. So I grew up knowing, like, I don't even know what I want to become. Not like now I'm deciding, oh, I can do medicine, I can do catering. I didn't have that opportunity. And I wasted my years in secondary school doing visual art. But here I am today being a caterer. I should have done home economics in secondary school.
Wow.
Yes.
So you think we need to have more time for our children?
Yes, more time. After school, ask them what happened in school. Who are the friends? Who do they talk to? The phones they have, what is on it? You need to go through all these things.
I see. But look, these days, children and all that, but let's look at, in case of that, those kind of abuse and all those things, and then not having time for children and all that. Now, do you have children on your own, and maybe how are you taking care of them if you do?
I don't have children of my own, but I have adopted 2 children who are staying with me currently. And one will be completing secondary school.
Wow.
She's at Kimbu. Yes.
Wow. So it's adoption is what you've chosen to do.
I'm yet to marry
Oh,
soon.
okay. Oh, okay. Has it influenced you? Has it delayed the kind of maybe relationship you had earlier? Is that what has delayed perhaps? Well, I don't know. It's not about delaying because nobody knows when somebody should get married. I
Sure.
understand that perfectly. But maybe is that why maybe you've not gotten married yet?
I love humanity, so anything I will do for humanity, I don't think about any other thing else. So once I have the heart for the people, I want to do it. So when marriage comes attached to it, I'm going on.
You'll grab it.
I'll grab it. But for now, I have the heart to just take care of people on the street, make them my children, and make my home their home, so that they wouldn't make some of the mistakes I made, because some mistakes will follow you no matter how people have forgiven you, even God, people will still remind you by your mistake. So I help people so that they wouldn't repeat such mistakes that I did. Because I'm giving you an example whereby someone will say, oh, do you know this girl? Oh, no, the father used to drink. Oh. The one who used to drink and get drunk and sleep in the gutter, they remind you by the past and the mistakes, even what your parents did. Yes.
So, and now those on the street, do you have a place to keep them? Maybe you talk to them. Somebody is in an abusive relationship. I want to find a new place. Are you able to get a place for them?
Yes. Currently, I spoke to a lady who have 5 bedrooms at Kaswa. So she's willing to, at least a month, she'll take 2 women. And if you are not doing anything, we would like to enroll you in any skill training for 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I'm up to. So when you are done after the 6 months, we enroll you in work and pay. So if you are being paid maybe 300 cedis a month, the company takes 150 cedis. So once you are done with the work and pay for 1 year, the 150 we took from you, we'll be able to get a container and establish you, then you start.
Wow.
Yes.
This is so amazing. So if somebody is in such a situation, is it only those on the street, those who have been abused, or anybody who feels I need support, needs to get in touch with Reverend Doctor?
I'm available for 2 categories of people. Those on the street, even though I can be available for all, but those on the street and those who are going through domestic violence. Yes.
Are we doing enough to protect women and children as a country?
I would say no. Because when they are going through the situation, who are they going to? The institutions that have been created, who is available for them? Sometimes you go and report, and they will tell you, go and come. And go and come, go and come, go and come, before you realize the woman is dead. And the dead cannot judge. You can't even defend yourself. So I think when it comes to women and children, we are really not trying our best, because they need more education. They should be able to see the signs of domestic. Don't even wait to get to a stand that the man have to beat you, hurt you before. So you look out for certain signs, like a man who have anger issue, or a woman who have anger issue, someone who doesn't want to accept his or her fault, like emotional blackmailers. When they offend you, they behave like you rather offend them. So there are so many signs you are supposed to look out to, which I ignored in the past, that affected me. Yes.
Yeah, but this is to the individual. So the state, for example, what can the state do differently to help these people who are going through these challenges?
They should create more powerful organizations for women and children, and they should have personal lawyers that can defend these women. Yes.
Okay, so like a pro bono kind of people who can just defend these people without taking money and all those things.
Yes, free. Because I had a woman who called me, said, I've been married for 16 years, and 1 year into my marriage, I've been abused by my husband till now. I have children, I don't want to leave, and the person is a pastor.
I see. But pastor, okay, I know some of people do go through counseling and all those things. Being a pastor, tell us a bit about your work as a pastor also.
Oh, my work is a whole lot. I have to do counseling after church with members, both new and old. I also have to be there on Facebook all the time to motivate people who are part of my the family organization. That is Don't Give Up Motivational Family.
Right.
A lot comes to my inbox. I'm facing this. I need advice. I have to go through messages one by one, even calls.
Wow.
So it's really hard.
So how do you get money to do all this?
I use my salary.
Wow.
Every month, I have part of money I take down for this organization to support.
So you have all these organizations, and of course you also have a catering service.
Yes.
Yes, the Jenny
Candy's Kitchen.
Yes, kitchen. So what do you do there?
We cook for companies.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's a registered business.
Okay.
In Takoradi.
Oh, it is in Takoradi.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Right. So apart from all these that you have, you're also into a formal work. You work for somebody as well.
Yes, I do 2 jobs currently. In the morning, 6 a.m., I'm supposed to be at work. I'm a caterer to a company. I close 8 a.m. From there, I move to the office as the customer care service. I close 5. I go back to the first job that I went in the morning and close 9.
It's like you are living abroad.
Yes. I believe that you when you have the strength now, you should be able to work and get your money, establish businesses, then you can relax and open branches.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. But some people are even looking for just one job. They are not getting it. You are having 2 and working in the morning, then during daytime, then go back to it again. You are so amazing, the kind of things that you are doing. What would you say is your motivation?
People on the street are always my motivation. We all have dreams. We all have future. But the push to get there is the problem. So my motivation is always people on the street. Anytime I'm working hard, I think about the people. Morning, afternoon, evening. So my motivation doesn't come from anywhere. It comes from when I'm walking on the street and I see the young ones that are supposed to be in school are doing something else on the street. Then I pick a motivation. Okay, let me start saving money. I will come back to these people by the close of the year or the month.
In all these many things that you do, which one would you say is your proudest achievement?
Don't Give Up Motivational Foundation. The best.
Why is that?
I was in a situation where I wanted to commit suicide when things were so hard for me. And I was relaxing on my bed with tears. And God said, instead of you killing yourself, get this. The name just came, Don't Give Up Motivational Foundation. I was almost gone. That is my biggest motivation now.
You look at the things that you went through. Would you say God was leading you, was training you, was preparing you to do the things that you are doing now?
Yes, at first I thought God was not there for me when I was going through all this. But after everything and over the years, I've now learned to appreciate that God was really purposefully doing all these things that I'm supposed to go through. I'm thankful that I went through, and I'm thankful I'm alive.
Wow.
Yes.
So whatever that you are going through, don't give up.
Not at
This
all.
is Christian Connect on ETV Ghana. Let's check on our fact file, and we'll be back to This is Christian Connect on ETV Ghana, and my guest today is Reverend Dr. Jennifer Donkor. She does a lot of things, and she's also an evangelist. And your doctor, is it? It's not medical, right?
No, I was honored from United College of Brazil.
Hey, you have so many awards. How did that happen?
It's by His grace. Sometimes I will just be there, and organization will just call me on video call. We'd like to interview you and honor you. I said, oh, okay. From nowhere, it just come.
So far, how many awards have you received?
I left even some in the house. Let's say like 21.
We have some of them here.
Yes.
Yes. Can you tell us some of them?
We have certificates of achievement, Most influential youth empowerment advocates.
Wow.
I have certificates of appreciation for International Gold Award. I also have International Volunteerism Award 2020.
Wow. You've been doing volunteerism as well?
Yes, please. This one is coming from Nigeria. Congratulations to Her Excellency Ambassador Reverend Dr. Jennifer Donko from Lumazio Global and Mission International. I also have Wahid Center for Humanity and Humanitarian Development. I've been given the opportunity to be the youth ambassador for this organization.
Wow.
Yes, please.
I think there are so many we cannot go through.
Yes,
all
so
of them,
many.
As you said. So, what has been the target? Is it that you apply for them? Is it that they just come, or you have a target? You have something that you set for yourself, so you know that this area, when I get in, I'm surely going to get some awards.
Not at all. Sometimes I'll just be there and a son or a daughter will call, "Oh, mommy, I saw a nomination. I've nominated you." I said, "How?" I said, "Mom, I know you are doing so well and you deserve it." They will send the info, everything to them, and I'll just receive that I've been nominated. I said, "Wow."
Which of these are you so much excited about?
I got World Youth Icon of Humanity. Is what I'm so much excited about.
Wow, that's so exciting. So, what's the way forward? What is up for you next?
For Humanity, always, and I even wish I would change my name to Humanity.
Jennifer Humanity.
Yes. That is all that we live for, people on the streets. They have great talent, but something have made them to end up there. And I wish our focus would be shifted to the people on the street, because most of the armed robbery and a whole lot of things are some of the people coming from the street. And I always say that the people on the street, how do you want them to come to your home? Do you want them to come to your home as armed robber, or you want them to come to your home as an in-law? Which one will you choose?
Wow.
In-law, right? Or armed robber?
That's a very huge question.
Yes.
Very, very a choice that I don't know which one anybody will choose. But these people, this is something that you cannot do alone.
Yes.
What do you think that others, as well as the state, can do to get all these people off the street and find them better things to do?
I wish the organizations and governments and NGOs, everybody to just join hands with me, because the dream I have is, let's build homes. When we build like orphanage homes for these people, even though they are not orphans but they are on the street, then we can create a 6-month skill training for each of them. So once you graduate, we establish you through, as I said earlier, the work and pay. Before you finish, you're able to get money from the work they are doing. Then we can establish them. Then they can also take people from the streets and also train them. So like you train me, I become a master, you bring someone, I also train the person become a master, then that master also train another. Before we realize, we are all into businesses.
What are some of the strangest stories you've heard people tell you why perhaps they are on the street or they are going through some things?
Okay, one young guy I spoke to said he was misbehaving in the house. Like he brings his friends, they drink, they smoke. He was rude to his parents and they sacked him. Now he ended up staying with his friends. They were drinking and smoking. Now a time came, they were not even having money to buy food. And he doesn't know how to get connected to the parents again. So he ended up over. Very handsome guy. And now he's into the world that whatever you tell him, he feels like the world have already come to an end for me, so there's no hope for me. So, mami ye dia mepe, se say dear, apim. And I was like, what can I do to help you? He said, I wish I can just do a skill train, like just get a skill and do, like learn something and I'll better my life. And he was very good in art. He can really draw. So you see, most of them doesn't need money. They just need a little push by enrolling them in a skill training. So I wish people who personally have this workshop thing like carpentry, metal works, can pick up, electricians can just pick up these people. Even though sometimes there are so many consequences connected to it, some can even come and rob you and go. But let's sacrifice that. Even when it comes to negativity, we will still help. Because we get people we help, at the end of the day, they come and fight you. But that wouldn't stop humanity from spreading.
Wow. And this is have you been able to help such a guy to do the acts that he wanted to do?
No, but I have their numbers. And mostly when I'm passing through circle, they overhead. That's normally where they, and they would say, oh, Sister Jennifer, Reverend Jennifer, today you didn't give us food. I said, you will hear from me, I will come back. So as I said earlier, before we feed them, we preach to them. So mostly when they confide in me, I take their personal details and I put it in my diary. That anytime I'm taking my salary, I'll definitely go back to these people.
Wow.
Yes.
So if a child is misbehaving this way, like this child was, he himself confessing of the things that he's doing, what do you want the parents to do?
Forgive. I always say that if Zoom Lion, the company where we keep our waste, human beings are supposed to be dumped there, a whole lot of people will go and dump their children. But there is nothing like that. So you really need to take in anything your children have to do and discipline them. When they are above that you can't discipline, the police must come in. Don't be afraid to send your child to the police to discipline them. And I don't think a child will override the parent.
So how does someone who thinks that I'm old, especially if the person is a lady or a lady and moves out of the house, and how can the parents still get in touch with these children or train them?
First of all, how did you train your child and how did he or she get to that level that you can't even discipline your child to go out and come the next day or come in your own time? Gone are the days when my father would lock us in the room. I would jump through the window, go to nightclub. Those days I used to dance a lot. Come back the next day and I would still receive my canes. And one day when the canes were too much, I realized I was even dying. Like my brothers were holding my hands and my sisters were holding my leg, and you don't have no movement. They whip your buttons, and when you you realize you can't even move your body, you realize that your senses need to reset. So when it's time for you to use cane, gladly use cane. And when it's time for you to use the Bible to train a child, use it. Don't be afraid to use any. There are some people, they need to be talked to nicely, politely, but some, you go the hard way.
But the situation you described with your dad issue, wouldn't you say that is also domestic abuse, beating the hell out of the child?
We are not living in other countries that you can't cane your child. We are living in Africa. Cane your child. There is nothing wrong with that. Canes changed me, partially. That I'm not supposed to jump through the window and go to nightclub again. So use canes. We are in Africa.
Wow. Well, so this is Christian Connect. It's been very, very interesting today with Reverend Dr. Jennifer Donkor, and she does a lot of things here, and she's won so many awards. And say, don't be afraid to use the cane if your child is going like getting to the level in which you cannot control that child. But there are some people whose children have gone beyond those kind of correction. What do you think will be the way forward now? It's like, I couldn't control my child. The person is now old. Of course, somebody who is 20, 21, it's not now that you are going to use a cane to correct such a child. The child may even beat you up. So what should such parents who are so devastated, who are so sad and don't know what to do, what do you want them to do?
You know, there are some stage, there's nothing you can do about it. Yes. Like those adolescent stage, like above 20 going, I feel like, oh, now I'm in university, I'm in tertiary, because some, by the age of 19, they're already in tertiary. So those people, you really need to seek counseling. You need to seek counseling for their children. Like organizations that can really talk to them. And also talk to a pastor to also pray for the person. Sometimes it's not them. It's not them at all. So you'll be able to go through the counseling, and if you go to the man of God, to be able to tell you, okay, let me pray for the child. Some you can pray and they'll be okay, but some, they are stubborn academy. No matter how hard you are, you still get someone who, when they talk to you, it touches your heart. Then you melt.
Wow.
I talk to people and they melt. I remember I was feeding a mad person last year. He was very aggressive, and I just said, brother, I'm here to help you. I want to give you food, drink, and water. He said, okay. He sat on the ground, and I gave the food and the drink to him. And he said, thank you. So we have people, when they talk to you, you will melt. You will go down, and you will listen to advice.
And those that you talk about being praying for them, you think sometimes bobo.
Not really
That's
bobo.
evil spirit.
There is nothing God cannot do.
Yes.
So, first of all, God can do anything. So we need to go to God too. Not forgetting that God too can also touch people through people. Yes.
Have you faced any violence? I mean, suffered any kind of abuse in trying to help such people?
Oh, yes. A lot. A lot. Like the people on the street, I remembered one guy came to me. The food was not enough. So if you know the food is not enough, why do people come here? I was like, sister, if you don't give me money, like you will regret feeding us. So it was serious, and they were attacking me. So I have to call him out of the crowd and explain to him that this and this and this. Then secretly I gave him 5 cedis. Then said, my sister, that's why I love you. Sometimes they don't understand you are there to feed them. They understand that, oh, you should have bring more. But this is the work you are doing. So you need to find ways and means to calm down the person's temperament that moment.
Wow.
Yes.
This is so amazing because you have a way of like calming them down, like
Yes.
bringing them to my sister. That's so amazing. You yourself, let's come to you again. The kind of violence that you've experienced, would you say that you are healed from all those abused that you went through?
Let me say I'm just 70% healed. Sometimes I get broken about it. Why?
You still cry?
Yes, I do. Because I ask myself, so now that I'm alive, what happens to those who couldn't make it? So what happens to those who are still going through and they can't voice out? There is a problem when you voice out. Even with this story that I came with evidence and everything, where my mouth was broken, there was blood, and women will still be like, oh, hear from the man's side, though, maybe the lady is stubborn. It doesn't matter. What matters is don't lay hands. If you get to a stage you don't need the person, let the person go.
At what point should a woman say, or I think you mentioned some of them, the red flags that you think that, no, for this one, I shouldn't venture at all?
There are partners, when you are in a relationship, they don't want you to say anything. You'll be like, when I'm talking, keep quiet, listen to me. These are commanding people. We have emotional blackmailers. You are wrong. Just apologize. Let it go. But some will be like, and you are like this, and you are like that. So we have different kinds of red flags. Like the abusive one I went through. When he's angry, you see him shaking. This is a man that can easily hurt you. When he's angry, he breaks things. He can break your head. Yes. So don't base on love. Love alone cannot sustain your life. Move out. He or she is not the only person. Move out. Start life all over. I never knew I can start my life all over. But this is where I am. From nowhere, from the street, I've now come to even talk to people. So there is nothing wrong with you starting all over. People may mock you. Things may be hard. You may even give up like 100 times before you get to whatever you are looking for.
Wow.
Yes.
Our time is fast spent, but let me ask you one last thing before we go. Do you also have men coming to you saying about how perhaps their women are abusing them, beating the hell out of them and all that?
Yes. The day my program was shown on Joy Prime with Ohini Giftianti, I had 2 men called. I was like, my wife, she can even pull knife when we are arguing. And I'm scared one day she's going to stab me. So I have contacts. I have about 132 most of them are women who are going through this domestic violence, and I'm yet to at least have an organization that can help these people out. So we do have men who also complain to me.
Wow.
Yes.
What will be your final words?
To anyone listening to me, nothing is too late. I may be young. I'm not young though. I'm really not young because let me say I'm just early 30 and I'm able to achieve whatever I have achieved. It's not because I have the money, but every given opportunity you have today, if it's 4 hours, create something for yourself, create something for your life, help people. It takes even 1 CD for someone to say, God bless you. This is what I needed for today. And when you get the opportunity to do a course, please do it. I have done medicine, cancer assistant, I have done business administration, I have done catering, I want to do languages, I want to do anything because one day, one certificate will be needed in a particular position and you'll be able to pick it up. So never stop learning, never stop doing good. Do the best you can do. Forget about the people that will mock you. Your mockers will be your praisers. So don't worry. Keep going.
Don't worry, keep going. And that is Reverend Dr. Jennifer Donkor. And she does a lot of things that I can't mention them and leave some of them out. But of course, as she just concluded with, she's a medical a counter assistant also, a motivational speaker, CEO of many organizations, businesses, and she's an evangelist as well. And he says, nothing is too late. Thank you so much for being part of this show today, Rev, and thank you, you out there, for also joining us today. Remember that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and he is the one calling you, saying, come, and he will give you rest. My name is Paul Anomakodi, and I say, God bless.